Hello everybody, my name is Prowz and this is part 5 of my Combat Rogue guides. Let me start by apologizing. This is not the guide on offensive cooldown management as I promised in the last video, but I realized I'm gonna have to go in depth in the Bandit's Guile passive ability of Combat Rogues before I start doing the offensive cooldowns, because it's quite a important part of managing your cooldowns, so you'll need to have a good understanding of how Bandit's Guile works before you go into cooldown management. So yeah, this is the guide on how to manage your Bandit's Guile probably. So let's start by checking out the tooltip. You'll find it here in the page 4 of the Combat Rogue spellbook. So let's just read the tooltip out loud and see how it works. So your training allows you to recognize and take advantage of the natural ebb and flow of combat. Your Sinister Strike and Revealing Strike abilities increase your damage dealt by up to 30%. After reaching this maximum, the effect will fade after 15 seconds and the cycle will begin anew. So this is kind of a bad tooltip actually, because it really doesn't explain in detail how Bandit's Guile works. How it actually works is that every fourth Sinister Strike and Revealing Strike that you cast, you will move up to a new stage of damage increase. So how it works is that you start at 0%, obviously, no buffs or anything, and after casting a total of 4 Revealing Strikes and Sinister Strikes, you will move up to the first stage of the Bandit's Guile cycle. And gain a buff on yourself called Shallow Insight. And this Shallow Insight buff will increase your damage dealt by 10%, and it will last. It will say that it lasts for 15 seconds, but it's usually irrelevant, since every time you cast a Sinister Strike or Revealing Strike on the target, the buff will refresh itself. So you're at the Shallow Insight, 10% damage increase. And after casting another total of 4 Revealing Strikes and Sinister Strikes, you will move up to the second or third, if you count the non-first stage, the third stage of the cycle, which is called Moderate Insight. The buff will turn from green to yellow, and you will have 20% damage increased instead of 10%. And after another total of 4 Revealing Strikes and Sinister Strikes, you will move into the final stage of the cycle called Deep Insight, and the buff will turn red, and you will do 30% increased damage. And at this point, the buff will stop refreshing when you cast Revealing Strike or Sinister Strike, and will just last for 15 seconds before ending, and at that point the cycle begins anew. So what this does, obviously, is that you can tell that after a set amount of Sinister Strikes and Revealing Strikes, you will be doing extra damage. So what you need to take into account when DPSing as a Combat Rogue is that you'll want to save your damage dealing abilities for the later stages of this deep insight of this Bandit's Guile cycle. So for example, Anticipation. This, as I touched on in the talent guide, the second part of my Combat Rogue guide, this allows us to stack another 5 combo points on ourselves before using any finisher. So this is great in combination with Bandit's Guile, since it allows us another extra Eviscerate to use on the target. So you can save a total of 9 combo points for the later stages of the insight. So what I mean by this is that you'll want to hold on and not cast Eviscerate as soon as you gain 5 combo points, but rather holding on to the combo points until the later stages of the insight. I'm gonna show this on the dummy in a second, and you'll notice above my combo points, these are my combo points, the horse symbol. Above them is an add-on called Bandit's Guile Helper, which is an awesome add-on. I recommend it to all and any Combat Rogues out there. It doesn't matter how good you are, it will help your DPS. It shows you how many Revealing Strikes and Sinister Strikes you've cast in your current insight level. So if you'll see above it, you'll see a timer. That's just how long the buff lasts, and in the square that you'll see a number 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you won't see 4 for very long, since it will switch right at that point until the next insight level. But basically, it'll tell you how many sinister strikes and revealing strikes you got left until the next stage of your insight. So what this allows you to do is more accurately tell exactly how many combo points you've got left that you can store if you should use your combo ability, or if you should save your combo points until the next insight level. So let's just check it out quickly here. Start with an ambush and then a revealing strike. I'll throw up a slice and dice and just keep on, and you'll see I'm already I must have had some insights saved up from the last time I was hitting on this, because I'm already at the 3rd insight level. You'll see here, or the 2nd. It's moderate insight, the 20%, and I'm 1 sinister strike and revealing strike into it. So you'll see after I cast another 3, you see I'm at 3. I'm 1 sinister strike away from reaching the final stage, which is deep insight. You'll also see that I'm at 4 anticipation charges, which are these small ones over here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw another one. I might have wasted a combo point here due to the possibility of gaining another combo point when using sinister strike on a target with revealing strike, but I chose that it was worth it to get an extra 10% damage on my eviscerates. Obviously I let some debuffs fall off here, which isn't ideal, but this isn't an actual DPS simulation, but rather a way of showing you how it works. So now the cycle is started anew. This is the square, it shows nothing right now, and 0, meaning I haven't cast anything. I'll cast 1 revealing strike, and you'll see a 1. I'll cast 1 sinister strike, you'll see a 2, another sinister strike, 3, and a 4th one, and that's how I move up. And you start the next stage of the cycle. This is called it's hard to pinpoint, but it's called Shallow Insight. It's the green buff. You sort of learn them by the color after a while. You'll see that it refreshes as soon as you cast another sinister strike. I'll cast more. At this point, I won't be able to reach the next level of insight without wasting combo points, for sure. Not just possibly, but for sure. So I'll cast a slice and dice before keeping going, and I dropped my anticipation charges there because I'm still not actually doing the rotation but talking too much. So we'll keep going here. You see I'm saving combo points instead of using eviscerate, meaning that I'll have a total of 4. So this is 2 eviscerates instead of 1 that I can use at 10% increased damage. This is great. This is what you want to do. This is how you excel at Combat Rogue. You want to save your combo points and your damage increasing abilities until the later stages of the insight level in order to maximize your damage. This is once you've learned your rotation and moved past the management of debuffs and buffs, you'll have to start learning about this and managing this very much better and properly. And that's how you excel at a Combat Rogue, that and offensive cooldown management, which I will touch in the next part of my guide, hopefully, unless I realize something else that I should talk about. But I hope this gave you some idea of how Bandit's Guile works. And if you had any questions, of course, just throw them at me, message me, or leave them in the comments. Anything works. I'll hope to see you on the next part of my guide. Thank you guys, and see you later.